Alright guys, we have to talk about it because Twitter will not shut up about the support strike. What is the support strike? Well, if you ask Twitter, they'll tell you it's strategist players acting like babies because Necros called them bad and now they're refusing to play support. If you want the real answer, someone on TikTok called it a strike for clicks when the reality of it is that strategist players are not playing the role anymore because dive meta is strong and the new ranked system rewards you for bigger numbers on the scoreboard. Support mains found out that they can gain more RP by turning their brain off and holding left click rather than hearing a man that doesn't brush his tongue hurl slurs at you while you're being dove by Iron Fist, Spider-Man, Captain America, Venom, and BP, but he wanted to ban Rocket Raccoon instead of any character that would help ease the strain off your supports, so they'd have time to heal him while he swings to the enemy team's backline, fails to get a single kill, just like he failed to get a single date, dies, and then decides all of this is your fault. Now, I couldn't find the source or the start of this quote-unquote strike. I've heard some people say Necros started it or that it started on TikTok, but I just couldn't find the origin. I did, however, look through TikTok, and if you go to TikTok, there are some videos of people jokingly saying, the support strike is working, but I feel like anyone with half a brain cell can tell that it's obviously a joke. I will say I did see one video talking seriously about a support strike like it's a real thing, but other than that, the rest of the videos are literally just people crying about a support strike that isn't actually happening. If you ask any normal, not terminally online person what it is, they'll say, oh, that? I thought that was just a TikTok thing. I'm not kidding. I had so many people in my chat say this when I was asked about it on stream, and a majority of my viewers are strategist players. And like I said before, someone called it a strike for clicks, so it makes sense that others will follow suit. You have to remember that these people online are doing anything to get their videos to show up on your feed. Calling it a support strike is a catchy and striking title that will get more clicks than if someone said, here's why we don't want to play support anymore. Support players naturally gravitating away from the role because they found out it's easier to get points on DPS, or the meta is fun is not an organized movement. It's a natural occurrence and it's normal for any game of this nature. Overwatch has gone through a tank drought because the role is unfun too. It's pretty normal when something feels bad, the player base will reflect that. What's not normal is how much a goofy TikTok trend is being peddled by other roles for an excuse to further dog on support. I am being so serious when I say this narrative is primarily being pushed by other players, not by support mains. I have not seen a single post on Twitter coming from a strategist player in support of this quote-unquote strike. Every single post I've seen is literally just an excuse for other players to and moan about strategists. I guess they don't get to do it enough in game.
Actually, I saw a Reddit post.
I'm gonna stop you right there. We've all seen the Reddit post. Again, this falls into the category of people that live, eat, and breathe on the internet. Your average player is not scouring Reddit and TikTok and treating the posts like they're gospel. The narrative that other players are giving is that support mains are tired of being attacked in voice chat, so they're crying about it and telling everyone to stop playing strategists. First of all, that's like just not happening. No one is telling supports to stop playing the role outside of like 1 or 2 TikTok videos, and even then I don't think they're telling them not to play the role at all. I think they're telling them to swap if they're annoyed. A lot of support players might not be playing the role this season, and that could be one reason, but it's not the only reason, and if we took the time to just rub 2 brain cells together, we'd understand it's a symptom of multiple problems. But I know that a lot of gamers are incapable of coherent thought, and it's easier to throw your hands up and say these players are entitled babies, which is a bit ironic coming from players that actually do use voice chat to scream and throw up into their mics the second they're missing 5 HP rather than just like getting therapy. There are multiple reasons why support mains have stopped playing the role. One being that the meta is really unfun. Before you jump down my throat about me being upset that support isn't strong anymore, that's not what I'm saying. In fact, most strategist players were eager and ready for the support nerfs. The issue is that dive is incredibly strong right now, and anyone that is getting targeted by Captain America, Iron Fist, BP, Spider-Man, and Venom are just straight up not gonna be having fun. Does that mean that I think all of those characters need nerfs? No, but don't be surprised when the role on the receiving end wants to swap. Another reason support players have quit playing is because of a combination of the rank reset and the new rank system that rewards you for your performance. Support players are getting stuck at the lower ranks because it's harder for them to pad their stats while playing strategists. Admittedly, I haven't been paying attention to how much I gain or lose, so I can't really attest to that, but I do frequently get MVP in my games, and I haven't been ranking up. I've been seeing a lot of support players say that they gain more when they play DPS, so they've they've made the swap just to get out of the lower elos. And finally, of course, there are people that are in fact fed up with playing support and getting blamed for everything every game. As a support, you should be able to use your abilities effectively in a way that allows you to survive a certain amount of pressure, but obviously you will run out of abilities, and in such a dive-heavy meta, it's extremely hard to survive. While you're fighting for your life, your teammates should either A, be peeling for you, or B, be counter-focusing their supports, and if your team isn't doing either, or has mismanaged focus fire, then you're left high and dry, taking your focus away from them, resulting in them blaming you for dying or not healing. However, I don't think any of these reasons are a singular reason as to why people are gravitating away from the role. It's a combination of all of them. If you have to pour 100% focus and have to use every ability perfectly just to survive, you're going to be mentally exhausted with that alone. Add on top of it that you're receiving less for wins and getting more for losses, while trying to rank up out of a rank you feel you don't belong in because you were much higher last season, while also having a boys club screaming in your ear about needing your heals shoved directly up their ass all at the same time, while they do nothing to help you, could turn anyone off of playing a role. For support players that have stopped playing, with one of your reasons possibly being these players that hound you in voice chat, I have a little task for you. Go to your replay and watch what they're doing. If there's a specific moment you're healing them, they pointed out, go watch that section. There are two things that could happen. One, you realize, oh, that might have been my bad. Or two, you realize this is one of, if not, the worst player on your team. 9 out of 10 times when someone is flapping their gums, it's to compensate for their god-awful gameplay, game sense, or awareness. And if it happens to be the one time that it's not the worst player on your team and you made a mistake, it's going to make you a better player to think critically about what you could have done better. This is why I'm never really bothered by these people in voice chat. I have a perfect view of what everyone on the team is doing from the backlines, and when I don't have a BP's ass in my face, I can usually see their terrible positioning, or the fact that they can't secure a single kill without their ultimate, or that they literally don't even realize that they're being healed and that certain damage just straight up can't be healed fast enough. These players genuinely have no clue what's going on. I'm not kidding. And yeah, there are moments where I make a mistake, or I could have saved someone but didn't, and I'll always own up to it, because it doesn't help me grow as a player to blame others for things I've done wrong. But what I'm trying to say is that these players' words won't affect you as much once you understand the core of where they're coming from. Will they still be tilting in the moment? Probably. Do I fully support you deciding to swap off strategists because they won't shut up? Absolutely. Listen, I'm petty too at the end of the day, but I think a lot of times we can take opinions from people whose room smells like a sewage pipe a little too seriously. Anyway, my point is this: the support strike isn't real. It was a TikTok trend that the general community did not take part in, and was started by people that are terminally online, and is now being spread like wildfire by people that want another excuse to get red in the face over someone playing a rat or a K-pop idol. It's not a real organized movement. It's a natural symptom of the problems that this season has brought with the new meta, rank reset, and performance-based system. All of you, please log off the internet today. Holy